Welcome to the Mythic Metamorphosis channel.
Are you aware of legendary women in history challenging authority of the Roman Empire in the 3rd century CE, or exemplifying women's roles in samurai culture in the 12th century BC? If not, get ready to learn about some incredible stories of courage and defiance. Today we will delve into the extraordinary lives of legendary female warriors or queens like Zenobia, Lady Triệu, Queen Seondeok, and Tomoe Gozen.
Let's start with Zenobia, the queen of Palmyra in the 3rd century CE.
Following my husband's death, I served as regent for my infant son but swiftly gained control.
Zenobia was known for her military expertise, strategic prowess, and leadership abilities. Her archery abilities showcased her strength, strategic thinking, and inspiring leadership skills.
I used archery in my military tactics, sending archers to outmaneuver and defeat my enemies.
Zenobia expanded her power by conquering portions of Egypt and opposing Roman authority.
I gained control of parts of Egypt by directing the Palmyrene army south in 269 CE, capturing Alexandria before eventually being forced out. I consolidated my power and ruled Egypt indirectly through my son, Vabalathus.
Zenobia expanded her control to the east, culminating in the acquisition of Egypt, capitalizing on the empire's disarray.
I threatened the Roman Empire by rapidly growing the Palmyrene Empire and capturing crucial areas such as Syria, Palestine, and Egypt.
Her troops emerged victorious in battles such as the Siege of Clunia, Siege of Calgurris, Battle of Osca, Battle of Mount Vesuvius, Battle of Picenum, Battle of Mutina, Battle of Cantena, Battle of Campania, Battle of Campania II, and Battle of the Silla River.
Aurelian's victory in Bithynia wounded my troops. I capitalized on Rome's weakness during the 3rd century crisis.
However, Emperor Aurelian noticed her challenge and sent his army east to crush Zenobia's soldiers, ending her rule and bringing her back to Rome in chains. She represented Roman victories in street parades.
I, the Palmyrene queen, who claimed lineage from Cleopatra and briefly controlled Egypt, was unwillingly revered and allowed to live out my dying days in Rome as a philosopher and socialite when Aurelian vanquished me.
Zenobia's bravery and military skill showed in her ability to command and inspire her warriors. Her strategic skills and creativity were key to her victories and empire expansion. Zenobia was not just a warrior but also a supporter of the arts and culture.
I promoted the study of Greek and Latin literature, bringing renowned intellectuals, philosophers, and painters to the royal court, utilizing culture and the arts as a powerful propaganda tool.
Under her rule, Palmyra blossomed into a cultural hub, blending Greek and Eastern influences.
Next up comes Lady Triệu, a powerful Vietnamese warrior from the 3rd century CE. Lady Triệu is commonly pictured riding into war on an elephant, representing her strength and determination.
The first mention of Triệu Thi Trinh appears in the Jiaozhou Ji, a Jin period document found in the Taiping Yulan collection. David G. Marr's book, Vietnamese Tradition on Trial, 1920 to 1945, tells the narrative of Triệu Thi Trinh as follows.
Triệu Thi Trinh was a 9-foot-tall woman with 3-foot breasts. She also had a temple bell-like voice and could eat a lot of rice and travel 500 miles in a day. In addition, Trinh had a mesmerizing attractiveness that could greatly touch any man. Because of recurrent disagreements, she murdered her sister-in-law and fled to a jungle, where she assembled a small army and assaulted the Chinese. When her brother tried to prevent her from rebelling, she proudly declared, "I aspire to challenge storms, defeat sea monsters, expel invaders, reclaim our land, break free from servitude, and refuse to be subservient to any man."
Lady Triệu, also known as Triệu Thi Trinh, was a female warrior who opposed the power of the Chinese Eastern Wu dynasty. In 248, she led a rebellion against the Wu Chinese in Jiaoji and Zhejiang regions, backed by 100 local chieftains, warriors, and 50,000 families, using guerrilla tactics to outmaneuver the Greater Chinese Army. After months of battling, the Eastern Wu armies eventually conquered and killed Lady Triệu.
Lady Trieu's purpose was to preserve Vietnamese culture and freedom.
Historical documents and Vietnamese folklore portray her as a brave and heroic figure renowned for her fighting heroism. She is shown as a fierce warrior who rode into battle on an elephant, conquering foes with her distinctive weapons. Lady Trieu is also venerated in Vietnamese literature and folklore, emphasizing her cultural significance as a figure of female empowerment and resistance to oppression.
Lady Trieu is not mentioned in Chinese documents. Thus, our understanding of her is based primarily on Vietnamese sources. This shows that the Chinese and Vietnamese remembered the events of 248 differently. The Chinese only documented their success in buying off certain rebel commandos with bribery and promises. Lady Trieu's resistance was considered by the Chinese as stubborn savagery that was quickly eliminated and had no historical relevance. On the other side, the Vietnamese saw Lady Trieu's insurrection as the most significant event of the time. Her leadership tapped into deep popular inclinations and inspired a lasting legacy of female empowerment in Vietnamese history.
Up next, the Queen Ruler of Silla, one of the three kingdoms of Korea, from 632 to 647.
She was the 27th ruler of Silla, making her its first reigning queen. Queen Seondeok was the second female sovereign in recorded East Asian history, and she encouraged a renaissance in thought, literature, and the arts in Silla.
In Samguk-sagi, Queen Seondeok was described as generous, benevolent, wise, and smart. According to the legend of Jigwi, she was also beautiful. She developed Buddhist culture, selected great talent, and established diplomacy with the Tang dynasty, laying the foundation for the unification of the three kingdoms of Korea.
Queen Seondeok is renowned for her wisdom and kindness, solidifying her status as one of the most prominent monarchs in Korean history.
In January 632 CE, Silla's first queen, Seondeok, prioritized her subjects. She appointed royal inspectors to help widows, widowers, orphans, the destitute, and the elderly, demonstrating her social consciousness. She sent a diplomat to China to inform Emperor Taizong about Silla's new ruler, but he never recognized her due to her gender.
Queen Seondeok established Cheomseongdae, an observatory, and lowered peasant and middle-class taxes to promote research and the economy. She sent a diplomat to honor the Tang Emperor in June 636, but Taizong declined.
In March 636, she got sick, and in March 638, a massive stone moved, spurring Goguryeu's valley attack. The following year, seawater in Silla's eastern half turned scarlet, terrifying the people and some believing it meant Silla's fate. Uija of Baekje attacked Silla in 642, and Baekje and Goguryeo took Danghang Fortress in 643, cutting off a Tang dynasty marine route.
Queen Seondeok wrote to the Emperor of Tang, who advocated conquering the Liaodong Peninsula, presenting Tang dress and military standards, and choosing a Tang lineage male monarch to rule Silla.
In Silla, Buddhist monk Queen Seondeok suggested a 9-story pagoda to prevent invaders and calm her people. Hwangryongsa, East Asia's tallest temple, took 2 years to build. Queen Seondeok appointed nobleman Bidam Court's highest official that year. Bidam, their leader, declared that women should stop ruling. The majority of the army's deployment was to fend off foreign invasions, which posed a rebellion threat. Queen Seondeok's health deteriorated during the night of the rebellion. Kim Yushin and Kim Alkyeon reassured her and executed Bidam and his followers on February 17, 647.
Before Bidam's insurrection was quashed, Queen Seondeok died on February 20, 647. Her tomb is at Nangsan, one of Gyeongju's sacred mountains. Her cousin became Queen Jindok after her death. During her reign, Queen Seondeok oversaw the construction of numerous temples, pagodas, and Buddha sculptures, showcasing her cultural contributions. She implemented military reforms that strengthened her army and ensured the kingdom's survival during turbulent times. Beyond her military prowess, Seondeok was also a patron of science and technology.
Finally, we have Tomoe Gozen, a legendary female warrior from Japan in the late 12th century CE.
Known for her remarkable combat abilities, she fought valiantly in several pivotal battles throughout the Genpei War.
Tomoe Gozen's engagement in the Genpei War, 1180 to 1185, was famous for her role in several critical battles, when her bravery and battlefield prowess became legendary. She fought alongside Minamoto no Yoshinaka, in engagements such as Awazu, Yokotagawara, and Uchide no Hama, which helped the Minamoto clan win the war.
Her leadership, battle prowess, and undying devotion to her lord cemented her reputation as one of the best warriors of her era.
At the Battle of Awazu in 1184, she led 300 samurai against 2,000 soldiers and captured at least one enemy head. When Yoshinaka was defeated, he instructed Tomoe to run because he wanted to die alongside his foster brother. Despite her personal wins, Yoshinaka lost the war, and Tomoe was one of the few survivors.
She was described as a courageous rider capable of taking on 1,000 warriors.
Following the Battle of Fujigawa, there was a 2-year period of peace until hostilities resumed in July 1182. The Taira were blamed for the starvation and sickness that devastated the countryside, killing an estimated 100,000 people. Minamoto lands were significantly unharmed when compared to Taira-controlled areas. Fighting resumed in 1182, with the Minamoto's new champion, Yoshinaka, clashing with the Taira forces.
Tomoe Gozen is best renowned for her loyalty and courage during the Battle of Awazu in 1184, when she killed numerous samurai and escaped imprisonment. She was regarded as Japan's first general after murdering the Musashi clan's commander and handing his head over to her master Yoshinaka. Her bravery inspired everyone around her, cementing her reputation as a strong warrior.
Despite being a fighter, Tomoe was shown as a caring figure who genuinely cared about her companions. After her master Yoshinaka's death, she bravely fought to uphold his honor, showcasing her strength and loyalty.
These exceptional women defied societal expectations, commanded armies in battle, and left lasting legacies through their bravery and leadership. Their stories remind us that women have always played vital roles in shaping societies and fighting for their people's rights. If you enjoyed this exploration into the lives of these incredible women, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating historical stories. Let us know in the comments which warrior queen inspired you the most.